What do you do when you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay.
Oh, do I need to tell you there's a bunch of white people really upset about that video? Stitching it, duetting it in the comments. Oh, this is racist. Actually, if you want to be real about it, statistically, based on the data, any child would be safer approaching a strange black man than they would a strange white man. So let's look at some numbers. Convictions of possessing images of children. White people, 86%, while black make up only 4%. I'd say white people damn near cornered the market. Now, when you talk about assault of a child, the numbers are a little bit different, but white people still excel. 42% are white, 18% are black. But I feel these numbers might be skewed. For example, Hispanic make up 10% of the abuse. They also make up 10% of the possession of images, so those seem to be pretty close to each other, while these other numbers are way off. Now factor in that black people are 7 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of a serious crime, including that kind of assault, than white people are. Then think about all of the priests at the Catholic Church hid and protected and moved around. All of the pastors that we've recently found out the Southern Baptists were protecting. Think about all of the well-respected white teachers and coaches and scout leaders over the years where people just didn't believe the children, didn't believe that that good man was capable of that. And it's not hard to imagine that these numbers should probably be closer to those. And as long as we're talking fun facts, let's look at this one. They looked at SA convictions from 2006 to 2017, and you know what they found? There was a 1,330.47% increase in sentences of black individuals and a 8.6 decrease in sentences for white individuals. So white people, far more likely to do it, also more likely to receive a lenient sentence for it. So while I'm real sorry if that first video triggered you, statistically speaking, that mom is right. And maybe you should teach your children to do the same thing.
What do you do if you get lost?
I called the police. What's going on with somebody's baby? I done found outside in the cold with a pamper on.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. So these videos, they've been trading way too long. They trended mostly last year, and when I found these videos, I was like, yes, everyone wants the good part of a black person, right? Because naturally black people are nurturing, black people are caring, and especially to kids. Black people, I'm not saying all black people naturally, we tend to cater to children especially. And that's why there's this saying in Africa that it takes a whole community, or it takes a whole village to raise a child, meaning that you might not be the biological parent of that child, but it's just that the generation now we're in, a lot of things have changed because people use kids as bait, to harm other people. So people are very cautious when it comes to stray kids, when it comes to kids, losing their way and, trying to help. People are very cautious because of the dangerous times we're in right now. You need to be very careful before you help a child. So in essence, everyone needs to be careful in as much as it's important to help children, because who wouldn't want to help a child in need? Who wouldn't want to help a child that looks like he has lost, their way? Who doesn't want to do that? But while you're doing it, you need to record it. You need to be careful. You need to be cautious of, your environment you're in. Don't hesitate to help a child, but be careful. Do the needful, okay? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about this.
One sock, no shoes, a top, walking in my backyard. The police is here, and the medics is here.
Hello. Hi, buddy. Hey, bud. What's going on? How long has he been inside?
So, probably approximately maybe 2 minutes before I called the police. I immediately brought him inside, covered him up, and called the police. I immediately covered him up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his feet, if you feel his feet, they're still pretty cold.
Okay. Well, we're going to get him out to the ambulance here.
Okay.
Let me go grab a blanket for him.
There you go, baby. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy. I'm okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah, if y'all need from me for anything concerning, Here, I'll walk you. Yeah, if you want to come. Yeah, I'll walk you. Okay. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Let me get my shoesies. Let me get my shoesies.
I'm sitting in this car trying to gather myself because the wildest shit just happened to me and I'm at a loss. So I was just walking. I was going for a jog at the park and then I started just walking my last couple laps. This little boy runs up to me and he's like, I can't find my mom. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. And first, like, I'm like throwing the fuck off because what do you mean? Like, this little white boy, he had to be like 7, 8. He's panicked, can't find my mom. Please help me find my mom. And I'm like, okay. So we're like backtracking. I'm like, who else were you here with other than your mom? Like, what's your name? What's your mom's name? I was like, where was the last place that you saw your mom at before you got lost? He's telling me all this stuff. So we go back to that location. We're like walking around and I happened to notice there was a bathroom near that location. So like, I walk inside the bathroom with him. I'm like, call your mom. He's like, mom. I'm like, what is your mom's name? And he told me her name. So I'm like, I'm yelling her name. And she's like, yes. She's like, comes out of the bathroom with the little, her other kid who's younger. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, is this your son? And she's like, I'm like, what's his name? And she tells me, I'm like, is this your mom? And he was like, I'm like, cool. So I explained to her, like, your son thought that he was lost, This little boy, y'all, this little boy stops, looks at his mom and says, Mom, you were right. You told me that if I got lost to look for a black lady or a black family, you were right. Excuse me? I was like, what? He was like, my mom told me that if I was ever lost or if I was ever in trouble to look for a black lady or a family. I'm like, what? So I look at her and she was like, yes, I've told my child since like he could formulate words or thoughts that if he's ever lost or in trouble to look for a black woman or a black family because he will be fine. And I'm like, that is insane. Me and this woman spent the next 20 minutes talking while her kids were playing, talking about the difference between a child asking a white person or a white family for help versus a black woman or a black family. I had never heard of this. She's like, yes, I think every white woman that I know has told their child this. She then proceeds to tell me, she's like, I don't know that black people don't harm children, but I know for a fact that white people harm kids and kidnap kids for fun. I have never, I was at a loss for words. I talk. Like, I didn't even have the words to formulate to explain to her how shocked I was at what she, because like, I know this to be true. There's never been a time in my black ass life where I have seen a black woman and not thought that like, in the least, she's going to look out. You know what I mean? Like, whether I know you or not, I know if some shit pop off, me and this black girl, we got each other. You know what I mean? I've never doubted that. I did not know that white people knew that. I had no idea that white people knew that black women, like, we're going to take care of. I don't give a fuck who that child belongs to. I don't care that if I've never seen a child, I don't give a fuck if that kid is Asian, white, don't care. I'm going to. I did not know that they knew this. That shit just, it broke my brain. It broke my brain. And I am so glad that I did what I was supposed to do for all of us. Hey, for all my sisters, I passed the fucking test. Because that little boy, I'm talking about, he ran up to me and held my hand. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. That white lady said, and here's the crazy part, I don't know if I told y'all this, she didn't even know that her son was lost. Like, she had gone to the bathroom. I told him I was going to the bathroom. He must have not heard her or whatever, but she was not panicked. Like, she was like, my kid was playing. First of all, why the fuck would you go to the bathroom with your one kid, leave your 7-year-old by himself at the park? Like, insane. Insane, but whatever.
Y'all, girl, come here. Who are you and where's your mama? She at the house. You need me to go into the house.
I think the playground.
You know people be snatching kids.
No.
Yes, yes, the heck they do. And you just walking up to me, girl, you scared the daylights out of me.
No, my friends.
Huh?
My friends.
Where's mommy? Let's go find mommy? Yeah.
White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost. Hell no, we're not doing this in 2025. Whether you are conscious of it or not, what you are doing is putting our black women in grave danger. And hell no, we're not doing that. Because little Sarah or little Timmy will go running up to some random black woman and she doesn't know what's going on, grab hold of her, and you being frantic looking for your child, who you should have kept better supervised, you would turn a corner and see your child with a black woman and want to call the police. And that could end up having our black women be arrested, separated from their families, and God forbid, even unalived. Hell no. You Kens and you Carolyn Bryants out there are not going to put our black women in danger. And what really pisses me off about this, white America, on one hand, loves to tell the world that black Americans, especially black American women, are angry and loud and ghetto. But then privately, you are telling your children, now, if you are lost, go find a random black woman, because you know deep down, you can't trust your children with your men and other white women. So you tell them to go find a random black woman. Hell no. Stop telling your kids if they get lost, they need to find a black woman. What you need to do is be better parents and keep them better supervised. Black women, if this happens to you, make sure you record the entire interaction. And if you have someone with you, have them record it too, so that you have more than one set of documentation as to what is going on and what is happening. And please boost this message. A user by the name of Lizzie, her video brought this to my attention along with some others, and I put Lizzie's video in my stories. Go watch it and share it. Boost this video. Better yet, make videos of your own. And in your circles of influence, share this information about what is going on. Y'all be careful out there.
If you're ever in trouble, look for a black woman. Well, black women said they don't want to be the savior no more, according to the comments. You know what I'm saying? They're tired, they fed up. They tired of not being valued, they tired of not being cherished. They tired of it all, so, you know, some change that gotta happen at this point. You know what I'm saying? And they said the best apology for them is change behavior. So, you know, until you do that, they just gonna feel some type of way towards it. They're not gonna trust it. You know what I mean? As black men, a lot of black men get in the comment section saying, you know, speak for yourself. I don't owe black women this, I don't owe black women that. And y'all part of the problem, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that you in your life, you treat black women bad, but you can't knock the fact that black women have been treated bad, not only due to us, but society as well. And a lot of us have been forced out the home, so that forced black women to do things that they might not have wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore that. That's a fact at the end of the day. Black women don't deserve that. You know, they deserve apology, they deserve growth.
So I was yesterday years old when I found out that people of other races tell their kids, if you get lost, find a black woman. And wow. I'm not gonna lie, my mama said if I get lost, tell people your name and your mommy's number. But I guess them telling that is me finding a black woman who happens to be my mama, so that makes sense. White people, Asian people, Latina people, if you see this video, let me know. Is that true? Is that something your mamas tell y'all? I understand, because black women are literally mother and mother. But it's like, at the same time, why do black women... Why are black women so unprotected and so slept on? And why are they so constantly disrespected and credit not given? If you telling your kids, if you get lost, find one. Bitch, you find them too. I don't know. I just feel like it's giving mammy. It is giving mammy. The more I think about it, it's giving mammy. And please be gracious with me if this is something that you always knew. I'm just now discovering this, so all these thoughts are running through my head. But it's definitely giving like, oh, find you a black woman. She'll definitely bring my child back to safety and nurture them, even though it's not their responsibility. And even though they expected to be superwoman and get none of the credits of being superwoman, still find one. I don't know. It's not giving complimentary the more I think about it. Now, I will say, like, when my phone got stolen last year, the only police officer who truly cared to go the extra mile to do their job was a black woman the night of that incident. Like, she was like, all right, we finna go back. We finna search on the ground. I had literally asked the officer, like, can we go back? Can we search where my phone was stolen? Can we search for it? The officer, who was a white man, was like, no, we cannot. But I went back to the station, and there was another officer at the front. She went with me, and she looked too. So I don't know.
Talked this morning with this white lady, said, my kids see color. I taught them to see color. And she said, but wait a minute for y'all cut me. She said, I taught my kids, if they go to the store or they go somewhere and they get lost, find you a black family. Find you a black woman. She said, because if you go to a white person, they're going to be looking at you crazy. You don't want to go to a white man because they're going to kidnap you. You find you a black woman, she going to make sure you clean. She going to make sure you fed, and she going to take you to help you find your mom. She said, so my kids are taught to see color. And if you want to be safe, you go and find you a black mama. And if
that's what Trevor Noah, that there used to be that talk show host at night that came on. You know, he's from Africa. His mama white, daddy black. He said the first thing his mama told him when he got to America, if you need anything, find a black woman. That's what he told him.
But I'm glad she taught to see color. I want you to see color. I want you to see my color. I'm not ashamed of my color. I love my color. Yes, see me. That colorblind BS is BS. See my color. I am a black male proud. See my color.
It's interesting to know that a lot of white people are telling their children to look for black men or black women in terms of help, right? But at the same time, why do we vilify black people? Why do we sometimes say black women are wretched, they're loud, they're this, they're that, they're aggressive? Meanwhile, that is not the case. For the most part, I feel it's their disposition to how we are being raised, and it has nothing to do with being aggressive. But again, you label these people to be aggressive, to be loud, but you still want your kids to go sort them out in terms of help. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, why? Which is which? It's good to, you know, teach your children to love people regardless, to look for help regardless, to, you know, learn to, is a nice thing. But the fact is that people still vilify black people, and that's what we are kicking against, right? I understand people need help and people want to do the right thing, but again, black people are tired, and that's why a lot of them are saying they're not going to be doing it. You know, go get someone to do it, you know. But as a black person, it's a natural thing, and it's not just the black Americans. Even in Africa, we look at for children, we look at for every one of us. Like, no black person that I know go out of their way to hurt a child, especially a child that has lost their way or looking for their parents, or, you know, like, it's something about black people. You can't just do it. And just like I said, it's not just a black American thing, it's also a thing that happens with Africans too. We look out for each other, we look out for kids, we love kids, we nurture kids, irrespective of the fact that they are not our biological children, but we look out for them. That's what we do as a race, I would say. So I don't know how, you know, a lot of people are twisting it, and I understand if people don't want to help these days. Just like I said, sometimes people use the children as a bait to, you know, kidnap women especially, and take you to, you know, God knows where, and be doing God knows what. So even as you're doing it, you need to be mindful, you need to be careful, but still help. If you have come far in this video, please do me the honor, hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, hype this video, hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of my videos. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.